welcome from my side also to everybody. Thanks, Margrethe, for the interesting presentation of the SAFIR drone. I will tell you what the role of flyXdrive is within SAFIR-Med. We're also one of the manufacturers, but first let me introduce the company to you. flyXdrive is a very young company. We were founded in 2017 and we're based in Aachen, Germany, which is really close to the border, Netherlands as well as Belgium, and I'm happy to contribute to this European project. We were founded with the idea to provide 3D mobility solutions with fully integrated unmanned aerial systems, and we're in this role, we're acting as an operator in Germany, but also as a manufacturer, for example, within the SAFIR-Med projects. Beyond the operation of unmanned aerial systems, our core competences are the automation of unmanned aerial systems, especially in electrical flights, vertical takeoff and landing capabilities, and flights beyond visual line of sight. And the technologies we brought into the SAFIR-Med project is, of course, our aircraft, as well as SAPCA did with their aircraft. And this is a fully automated eVTOL tilt-wing aircraft, and we also have an in-house design of our mission and flight control system, which is basically the intelligence of the aircraft. So this mission and flight control system, it includes, of course, a basic autopilot, but also safety functions. We have redundant communication on board. It was already mentioned that mobile network communication is important for BVLOS flights. We also have satellite communication as a backup in case there's no network connectivity. And we had, in the beginning of the project, some transponder and use-based functionalities, which we expanded within the scope of SAFIR-Med. And of course, we have also interfaces to interact with this mission control system, to define the mission, to change them, and to allow partners such as Helicus with the C2C to give us the mission and then to safely fly them. So coming back to the SAFIR-Med architecture, I think you've seen this picture. We're right next to the SAPCA drone, so we're one of the manufacturers in this picture. And as Gert already mentioned, there's a lot of communication happening to make the drones fly BVLOS within urban environments. We have communication between the use-based service provider and the SIS and the command and control center, and then, of course, the drones flying in the air. So what would we do within SAFIR-Med to make this happen? And I already mentioned one key point of this are the interfaces we developed. First to mention is the integration into the C2C system from Helicus. You see it on the bottom right. This is actually a live screenshot from the test flights we did in Droneport. The flyXdrive drone is currently flying there. And the other two drones you're seeing are the drones from TU Delft and SAPCA, which we did simultaneous flight, all visualized through the C2C. We're sending telemetry to the C2C, but as with SAPCA, we also receive flight plans and some mission commands. Besides the integration with the C2C, we also had a tracker integration from InVolley to make the aircraft visible to other aircraft, and we have an integration with the USSP system from Unifly, and also in Germany we collaborate with Dronix. So you see on the top right the Unifly interface and map, and in red you actually see the InVolley tracker, which is on top of our building at that moment, which is displayed in the Unifly system. And in green, you see our flights happening at that time because our aircraft sends via mobile network the telemetry also to the USSP, so they can share this data and the same way we shared with the C2C, of course. We also did some adaptation for the mission and path planning to enable the flights. We had to enhance our safety functions, and we're still not at the end goal. We still further have to enhance the safety functions, and we heard a lot about the regulation. And but we also did some changes to allow flight path adaptation in flight, to allow for conflict avoidance, and also to allow 4D waypoints. 4D waypoints are time-based waypoints. When we're looking into the future, into use-space with a lot of drones simultaneous flying, we have to not only have three-dimensional waypoints, but we also have to have a timing when is which drone where to allow for safe operation. And of course, we also supported Helicus with the operational authorization. As a manufacturer, we had to provide a lot of documentation and to conduct a lot of test flights to validate our safety functions and to validate the design and functionalities of our aircrafts. And this brings me to the flights. There's there have already been a lot of flights within SAFIR-Med, and there are 3 demonstration days or weeks planned within the SAFIR-Med project. One was in the beginning of the year in Droneport. There we did simultaneous flights, as mentioned, with TU Delft and SAPCA, and we also demonstrated a scenario managing traffic flow of multiple drones. So it was not just the 3 manufacturers flying, but we had the use-based service provider, we had Skies acting as assist, we had the C2C there, and we did the complete chain, a complete scenario, what happens when multiple drones for medical context want to fly and there's a conflict of priorities or the landing platform is blocked. We also planned this for environment, we're ready to go, so we did the whole week flights in Germany to validate an enhanced scenario, and today we will see SAPCA flying. We were still waiting for the permission to fly here as well. Technically, we're ready to go, and hopefully we will do this in the backup week, or then at least in September this year, August, September, the 3rd demonstration is demonstration in the Maal region, which is Maastricht, Aachen, Hasselt, Herlen, and Lüttich. So there we're planning a cross-border flight under the operation of Helicus. This falls into the Sail 3 category, and I think that this is something that Maria also mentioned, where they work closely together with Helicus, how we can enable this within a research project. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also positive that we will achieve that. And to conclude, in the last 1.5 years, which is around the scope of SAFIR-Med, we've done over 100 flights and on over 50 flight dates, some of them purely for SAFIR-Med, as with Droneports, and some of them for development and validation purposes for the operational authorization. And I'm looking forward to the next half year and what we will achieve by the end of this year. And this concludes the presentation. Thank you for your attention.